Okay, welcome. I'm Dr. Peeps. Alright, so I'm Dr. Peeps. So today I'm going to show you a very interesting trading plan that I've been working for weeks. Alright, so it's actually very simple kind of indicators. Right, so I'd like to work on the London session, which begins at at 8 a.m. So this timing here is actually London session, right? This is according to London timing. So right now, London session is about lunchtime. So basically, I like to use the currency pairs for European currency pairs, including Great Britain pound. So typically, I just use 5 currency pairs. And the way I try to make more money from the currency is I increase the number of lots. So currently, I am using IG, okay, IG.com. So this is IG platform, trading platform. Currently it's on a one click. Alright. So what I like to do here is I'll use the CFD. So I'll be comparing it. So what I did was earlier on, I only do trades during the London session when the London session starts. So like for example here, the London session starts at 8, right? So I will look at a few indicators. So as you can see here, we have the EMA, which is the exponential moving averages for 3, 5, and 10. So 3 moving averages, exponential moving averages, which is the yellow line, orange line here. And then the red line is the 10 moving averages, EMA, and the green one is the 5 EMA. So what we're looking at here is the crossover of the 5 EMA over the 10 EMA. So as you can see here, this is the 15-minute chart, right? So typically we don't really use a candlestick because it's a 15-minute chart, but sometimes we take clues from the candlestick to understand what's happening at that given hour. Alright, so that's what we use. And then we also use the Bollinger Bands. So the Bollinger Bands sort of let us take a look at some of the resistance, where the price might potentially move. Alright. So yeah, then we have the MACD. So this is the standard MACD to allow us to see any reversal patterns and things like that. And then we use the RSI, okay, relative strength indicator, to let us see whether it is in the 50% region, above 50% or below 50%, and then we also use the stochastic lines. Right? So basically, this trading plan is very simple. We take a look at the 15 minutes time chart. All right, we have a stop limit of stop loss of 10 pips and a profit limit or limit entry of 30 pips. So it's a risk reward ratio of 1:3. So sometimes when the market is volatile, like for example Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, you can get up to 30 pips, or sometimes even more, 50 pips and 60 pips. But I'm not really looking to earn that much, because what I'm trying to look down at here is the risk reward, which is 1:3, right? So sometimes I will use my own mental stop loss when I feel that probably I can cut the loss from 10 pips to lower by looking at the pattern. So once you get used to the patterns, you will be able to know. So like for example, this case, what happened here is at around 8 o'clock, right? So before 8 o'clock London, around 7:30, I'll be scanning, all these five currency pairs, right? So these are quite the major pairs involving the European currencies, right? So I'll be looking, scanning through it, and like for example, in this case, the Euro USD, as you can see here, the 5 EMA crosses over the 10 EMA. What it's telling you here is the past 5 time periods has actually been faster than the last 10 periods, right? And this is brought forward by the 3 EMA first to show you that the 3 is faster than the 10, and then followed by the 5 faster than the 10. So when you have this indicator, the next thing you should take a look at is the stochastic. So at that point of time, the stochastic is above 50%, but the RSI is above 50%, but the stochastic, the two lines must be heading upwards. So if you're gonna have a buy signal, the stochastic line must be going, both must be heading. So as you can see here, the stochastic did not show us that, right? These two lines were not going upwards, so I didn't enter the trade here. So if you look at the GBP, okay, USD, the same thing here, right? So if you scan through here after 8 o'clock, as you can see, if you had entered much earlier, it will be a false buy signal. So actually there's a deeper sell signal here. So the deeper sell signal here is the reverse. That means the EMA 10 actually crosses over the EMA 5. So it happened at around 8:45. Alright, and then if you look at the other indicators, the stochastic lines both are heading downwards, but not in the overbought or oversold areas. The stochastic is below 50%. So this is the buy signal. So as soon as the new candle form, you enter here, right? So as you can see, you just enter here. So what I did was I bought 25 lots, right? So each pip is $25. Rather, each point is 25 US dollars. So I enter here, all right, and then the exit, okay. The exit for this case, I was only able to get like say about 15 pips because as you can see, today is Monday, so they do not really have that much volatility, right? So I sort of sense based on the candlestick. So as you can see here, it was going down and then suddenly it went up a little more here, and then after that it went down just a little bit and then it went up again, right? So what happened here is I was at a peak of about 22, but I was still trying to understand the pattern, you know, whether I should go out or in. So I was observing it closely and I realized that, you know, it's better for me to close at about 15 pips. So I've actually earned 15 pips from this trade. It's a profit of let's say about 400 US dollars, and then true enough, you know, it went up, right? It went up. So basically the indicator to show whether you should be selling, there are two indicators here. You could have waited for it to go up here, which would be then a little bit too late, right? So what I did was I actually exit the trade and just make that 15 pips. Alright, so if you look at the GBP/PY, it's about the same thing also, you know. At this point here, it actually went down, but it went down a little bit too late. So yeah, so if you follow this indicator, it will go down at this point here. But if you follow the green over the orange one, the 5 over the 3 one, you would have been able to enter earlier, right? And then after that, if you follow the indicator, you should have exited here, around here, right? So you would have made about 15 pips, which I did, right? So currently now the time is 12, right? Even though there's a crossover and all the indicators line up, like for example in this case, the 5 EMA crosses over the 10. So this is actually a buy signal. You know, the indicators are very strong, but I choose not to buy it because now it's lunch time and it can be quite unstable. Same thing here, right? I could have bought, this is a buy signal, but it's unstable. As you can see, the price ranges around here. Alright, so sometimes I will use the Bollinger to guide me to know where the price is going to be. So in this case, as you can see, the price is trying to climb up. So as you bring down smaller and smaller resolution, you can see that, you know, there's a lot of resistance here, and potentially if it's going up, it can go up to as high as at this resistance here, right? So that's about another 20 pips. Alright, so the next session will be the New York and London session, which will start at, let's say, about 1 hour, 2 hours time. So the GBP/JPY also, you have the same pattern here. You can see the indicator is above 50% RSI and the stochastic lines are both heading upwards. So this is a very strong signal, a buy signal, but I do not want to enter the trade because this is lunch hour, right? I don't feel comfortable entering this trade at this hour because it can be unstable. Okay, for this case, you don't have any indicator showing you. Alright, likewise for this. So the other interesting thing is when you are doing trading, you should take note of news, right? So in this case, there's an important news here, housing starts number for USA at 1:30 London timing. So at 1:30, it's estimated there is about 1.254 million, right? Estimated previously is a much higher number. So you can expect the US dollar to probably become weaker, right? So in this case, the only US dollar involvement will be Euro USD and GBP USD. So you can expect this to go higher soon, right? And then the other time here, like mentioned to you at 12 noon, American timing. So like for example, the Italian EU non-preliminary. What happened here? The estimated is minus 1.9, and then you actually have a CPI of negative 1.7. Meaning the economy actually became smaller, and then the annual one here actually compared to the previous one, it actually shrunk. So basically, the euro economy actually shrunk. That is the reason why. All right. Okay. So when you have this kind of news, you can actually, you can actually add in the news that you want, and then you can keep track of it, so you can understand more. All right. So this MACD is just another indicator to just help you. Like in this case, you can confirm that it's going upwards, right? So this is GBP USD, right? So USD is going upwards. So this is like lunch hour. So if you notice, the price ranges from here, because you must not be tricked by the candlestick. Because if you look at the price here, because we are doing intra trading, scalping, I will put it like, probably it's scalping, but it's intraday trading. So your trade might be about 30 minutes to 1 hour or 90 minutes, right? So each trade will last around that time, and then you have to observe what's happened to it. So in this case, if you notice, if you had entered at this point, right, your price will be will be going up and down here, right? So basically not much movement, about 3 pips, 4 pips, 3 pips, 4 pips. So I choose not to go in because it can be quite a psychological experience. Same thing here, if you notice, it just went up and down and up and down, not much change. Same thing here, right? So in this case, as you can see, when you're waiting for patterns to form, you can take a look, like for example, down here you can see that the 5 EMA is crossing over the 10 EMA, and then based on the candlestick. All right, so if you take a look at these, sometimes the candlestick gives you an idea of whether you should go out now or probably later. Like for example, when you see like the doji, like for example, this is a doji, right? Doji basically means that it's not going up or going down. And then you will have situation like this, like for example here, the upper wick, right, is very long. So that means, it tells you a little bit about the market. And then here there's another doji, right? So these are some of the candlesticks that will enable you to tell whether you want to go in or out, right? So for the GBP, JPY, it's still stuck down here. So probably this is not a good time to enter. It's still lunch time. So yeah, I'm expecting it to go up here, perhaps 20 pips here, upwards. Same thing here, probably it will go upwards here, 20 pips as well. So Euro USD, in this case, Euro USD, you can expect it to go up as well. All the indicators are pointing upwards, but this is almost in the oversold area, right? So there's still the lunch time, so it takes some time to go in. So in this case, if you had bought it at this time, right, after this indicator, you bought it, then probably you would have earned, let's say 5 pips, right? But it's a very long 5 pips in 1 hour. So yeah, so it's best for you to wait till lunchtime, right? So New York and London is about a difference of 5 hours. So yeah, you can wait about 1 o'clock or 12:30 for it to change patterns, for example, before you move up, So we'll take a look when that comes. All right.